So today's the day, boys and girls, as we kick off the brand new 2019-2020 Championship season, boys and girls. But there's still plenty of drama left to be had in the transfer window, and I've got another update for you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another transfer update video. That's right, because it is Friday and that is transfer day in my eyes. And we'll get to the new update in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We're going to all hear. That's right, boys and girls. So it is, I think, less than a week to go before the end of the transfer window. So this may be the last transfer update. I might do either a roundup next Friday, or I might do one final video maybe on the Wednesday. That's any final rumours coming through. So if the next transfer, if there is another transfer update, it's either going to be on Wednesday with some rumours like this, or it'll be a roundup on the Friday. I don't know if I could do both because time is running out for me. So let's get cracking and take a little look at the latest rumours club by club. So let's get cracking. So here we go, boys and girls. Going to kick it off at Oakwell, who then Barnsley have done a bit of business so far this window for them. But this week or this past few days, it's gone a little bit quiet with only one rumour out there at the moment, and that is Tom Pearce, youngster coming out of Leeds United. So this is a deal I think Barnsley are trying to push out on a permanent basis, obviously just down the road really. So switching one part of Yorkshire for another if this deal comes through, but we'll have to wait and see. And again, these are rumours, they're not necessarily confirmed or anything, it's just stuff that I've found online. You could Google it yourself, Tom Pearce, and you can see it yourself, just in case you're thinking he's a nailed-on certainty to go to Barnsley. It's not the case. Meanwhile, over in Birmingham, a couple of players linked this week, starting with this guy, Matteo Garcia. That's right, he's coming out of Las Palmas over in Spain. Again, a rumour linked with them, with this fella this past few days. And also George Puskas from Inter Milan. That's right. Big time striker this would be. I think it could be a club record deal if it was to go through. Obviously, Che Adams is gone. They need some firepower up front because right now they are dropping like flies. They're just about to lose Isaac Vassell, I believe, going to possibly Luton. Yeah, and still some uncertainties about Lukas Čikačević. But Puskas, the latest name to be linked with Birmingham. Meanwhile, over at Rovers, obviously this week we finally sealed the deal of Tosin Adebarayo, or something along those lines, to improve our defensive cover. But we also were linked with this fella, Robin Bohemuth, from Dusseldorf. It's gone a little bit quiet on that one at the moment, but it could still rear its head in the next few days as well. I don't think we'll get another signing before the window. Maybe we will. I don't know, but it's gone all quiet a little bit at Ewood Park since we're off Tosin. Over at Brentford, obviously a lot of talk about players going out at the moment, with Ollie Watkins being the subject of a transfer bid. And if the rumours are correct, they could be getting this guy in return, Alexander Sorloth, from Crystal Palace. So he could go come inwards, with Ollie Watkins going the other way. Also, Neil Maupay is at the subject of a bid from Brighton, so he could be going as well. So Brentford has been spending bucket loads of cash so far, and if they can hold on to those two, or even if they can hold on to one of those, I think they would go. They would be definitely in contention for those top 6 spots. I think I also read a rumour of a potential replacement. Obviously, if Ollie Watkins is kind of like a piece of the jigsaw puzzle for Crystal Palace. If they lose William Zaha, he goes to wherever, Everton or Arsenal or whatever. Then Crystal Palace would make this, try and push forward this Ollie Watkins deal. And I think it'll be a cracking replacement for Zaha. But anyway, I'm jibber-jabbing a little bit. Let's kick on forward to the next one over in Bristol City. Casey Palmer, I believe this is a done deal from Chelsea. Signing a 4-year deal for around about £3.5 million. Now, he was an ex-Rover, played a couple of games last season. He was also on loan at Bristol City last time out, but that deal is done and dusted. But they've also been linked with this guy, Ciaran Clark, over at the Toon. Again, this is a domino effect move. Adam Webster on the verge of joining Brighton. question mark, I believe. And again, Lewis Dunk could be moving to Leicester. It's all flipping all over the place. All Harry Maguire to United, then Lewis Dunk to Leicester. Brighton would then bring in Webster. Webster would bring in Clark, and Newcastle would be up shit creek. That's what I believe the domino effect with this one is. But again, still got a couple of days for that one to burn. Cardiff, not much going on with them this week. Just a possible another crack at getting in this guy. He's the flavour of the week this week. Harry Arter, been linked with about 2 or 3 clubs in the Championship, currently on Bournemouth's books. Again, this is any deal involving Arter is kind of on the verge of collapse, because Gosling, I believe, picked up an injury for Bournemouth, so, and that's ruled him out for like 3 or 4 months. So this could dent any chances of Arter leaving. So we'll have to wait and see. Over at Charlton, they were linked with John Marquise from Doncaster, but he's actually decided to stick it out in League One with Portsmouth. Big signing for them. I think Sunderland also sniffing around, a couple of other clubs as well. But the only link I could see for this week that's still active is Conor Gallagher, youngster at Chelsea. This would be a loan deal. A couple of other clubs are sniffing around for this fella as well. So we'll see what happens with that guy. Over at Derby now, there's some drama going on at Derby. Obviously, they've got Philip Cocu in charge these days. They've been linked with this guy. This is quite a strange one, Matt Clark. On the books at Brighton these days. Obviously, Brighton picked him up earlier in the window from Portsmouth. So, straight in the balls and then straight back out again on loan. So, again, I get this would be something to do with perhaps Lewis Dunk leaving, and then bringing in Webster. Then they would push this guy out. I don't know. Anyway, he's on the books at Brighton. Also, this guy, this could be a done deal from Arsenal. It's been quoted that Derby are prepared to pay 10 million for Belic, who was the last season on loan at Charlton. Now, a couple other clubs were sniffing around. Brentford were sniffing around. Charlton were also sniffing around again, but Middlesbrough as well. That deal is not done, but it could be by the time this video goes live, so we'll see. Over at Fulham, they've been linked with Harry Arter as well. Obviously, Scotty Parker knows this guy well. I think he's his brother-in-law. Yeah, so they're looking at him as well for boosting the midfield options. 29 years old. Good options at this level. In midfield. Anyway, over in Huddersfield, let's take a look. A couple of young midfielders on the books, or rumoured to be interesting. The Stewart, or whatever his name is, the gaffer over at the Kirklees. Tom Bayliss has been linked with a couple of Championship clubs this season, currently in the books at Coventry. He's also now been linked with Huddersfield, and joining him is Josh Onoma, currently in the books at Tottenham, attacking midfielder. Also linked with, I think he spent last season on loan at Sheffield Wednesday, who are also looking to bring him in once again. But right now, the latest link has him going towards Huddersfield. But again, these two deals are bubbling, but nothing happening so far. Over at the KCOM, we have Hull. Just the one rumour, I believe. In fact, there might be a couple of rumours here. This fella, Jack Hendry, youngster out of Glasgow, Celtic. Just Celtic. I don't know why I said Glasgow Celtic. Celtic Park. That's what I was going for. So young centre back. Obviously, they did bring in Sean McLaughlin the other week, but they've just pushed him straight out on loan to St Mirren. So they look like they were improving their defence, but they've kind of bring them in for future, I guess. Hendry would come in and would improve their defence right here, right now. And also Alan Hutton, obviously the Scottish Cafu, is that what they call him? Currently, formerly in the books of Aston Villa on a free transfer, has been attracting some interest from other clubs as well this week in the Championship. So a lot of clubs still sniffing around, looking for a right back. Over at Ellen Road, they are looking at this guy, Josip Vukovic, playing his football currently at Maritimo over in Portugal. He could come in. Again, Leeds have been quiet. They've been just doing little bits, but they've got a good quality squad. I think there's still a lot of that. Any late activity will depend on if Phillips still sticks. Is it Phillips, the young midfield dynamo who could be going to Villa or something like that? So I think if they can keep hold of him, they're going to keep the majority of their squad. I think they did lose Peacock Farrell this week, goalkeeper, so maybe that's an area that they'll need to improve on. And again, they've also been linked with Scottish Cafu, Alan Hutton. So Luton Town are looking at this young defender, David Cisse, coming out of Crawley Town. Obviously, a couple big losses for Luton heading into their new campaign out of the Championship. This guy would give them some positivity at the back. So yeah, we'll have to see if that pans out. Over at the Boye, Woodgate is looking at these two. They come out at all at once, which is wrong. Who's this fella? Lucas Boye, young striker. It was on loan somewhere. I think maybe Sweden. somewhere in Sweden, maybe. On the books at Torino. Greece, it looks like. He was on loan at Greece. Yeah, my producer was in my ear there. I'm sorry, yeah. Torino. He's on the books at Torino. Spent last season on loan in Greece. Can score some goals as well, youngster. And also, there he is, flipping on everyone's page. It is Scotch Cafu, Alan Hutton. I should just stick him on everyone's page. But young Boye there, Lucas Boye, has been linked with a couple of other Championship clubs as well, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Millwall, it's pretty much all quiet for Millwall at the moment, and I've only found this one. I had to dig deep. That's Kiefer Moore. I'm not sure if this one's still active. I don't think I mentioned it previously, so I'm going to mention it now. A young, good goal-scoring machine last time out in League One for Barnsley. Could potentially go to Millwall. Don't really believe in this one, but there's nothing else out there. For Millwall, over at the Nottingham Forest, it's the Samba show, boys and girls. It's not the Samba show, it's Samba so, but we'll get to him in a minute. Bryce Samba, goalkeeper, playing as football out in Caen in France's second division. Quoted at £4 million to bring him over to Nottingham Forest. When I say it's the Samba show, it's the Samba so. That's right. Midfielder from Mali. Played his football last time out in Russia, Dynamo Moscow, I believe. This deal is done and dusted. 2-year deal. So Samba, one Samba in. Could there be another one with Samba, Bryce Samba, the goalkeeper up top? We'll have to wait to see. Over at Deepdale, it's also a little bit quiet as well. Obviously, they've lost a couple key players, or at least one in Callum Robinson, and they're trying to replace him with this guy, Scott Sinclair, up at Celtic. This would be an amazing pickup, if I'm honest with you, but I think the wages might be a bit intimidating for those cheapskates down at Deepdale, who still managed to get Patrick Bauer, which I still am kicking myself a little bit. Over at Loftus Road, it's gone a little bit quiet, and I think they're only after one more player. That's what Warburton's been saying in the press recently, and it could be this guy, Scott McKenna, who plays his football currently at Aberdeen. A couple of other Championship clubs are sniffing around, but I think QPR are the front runners to make. They've had a couple bids rejected. They might go in again to try and seal it before the window is shut. Reading looking at strikers. Obviously, they've lost Bodvarsson. They've lost someone else, Oliveira, all that kind of guys. But this fella from Wolves, Leo Baratetti. Wolves not getting game time over there. He was also on loan last season somewhere, but I can't remember. And also Lucas Boye, obviously he was linked with Middlesbrough earlier in the video. Currently in the books, full time at Torino. Spent last season, it looks like, at AEK something, Greece. Over at Sheffield Wednesday, still looking for a manager, and they've completed the signing of this guy, Ozaze Ugahadi from Wimbledon. That deal is done. Ben Marshall as well has been linked from Norwich. Spent last season on loan at Millwall. Let me just, complete that deal. So Marshall is looking for a new club as well. It also looks like Norwich was sniffing at Jordan Rhodes, who is on the books at Sheffield Wednesday. Apparently the latest rumour about that is Norwich came in with a free. They wanted to take him off their hands, basically, because I expect Jordan Rhodes is getting paid bucket loads to sit on the bench at Sheffield Wednesday. So, but obviously new manager could come in. Might have his own plans for Jordan. We'll have to wait and see. Over at Stoke, they are looking at Ciaran Clark as well to boost their defence. Obviously, Shawcross picking up a nasty injury in pre-season. Probably ruled him out for a good portion of the season. And also, Harry Arter. That's right. We're just going to blitz past that because it's getting a bit boring now. Swansea looking at Conor Gallagher. Now, this, if anything, I think this would happen. Obviously, linked with a couple of Championship clubs. Obviously, Coops, manager at Swansea right now. Probably work with this kid over the Chelsea youth setup, so if anything, he'll go there. They've also been linked with this guy, Christopher Peterson, currently in the books at Hercules, and this guy was formerly on the books at Liverpool, believe it or not, a youngster, but he's actually starting to push his way through into Championship reckoning, so he could end up playing his football at the Liberty, and we're getting close to the end now, folks. West Brom obviously linked with Christian Bilic as well, but I believe that I've decided not to put that on there because that deal could be done with Derby not too long. But they're looking at this guy, Albion Adjeti, who is a striker, currently plays football at Basel. So we'll see if that comes through as well. I think West Brom need another striker. They've lost. Well, they do have a Dwight Gale who could make a move to the Premier League with some bigger clubs or elsewhere. We'll have to wait and see. I think this next week is going to be fascinating. Over at Wigan, they're looking at a couple of ex-Preston-ish players. This guy, Lucas Nemencha, is at the books at Manchester City, but spent last season on loan at North End. And current Preston North End player, Daniel Johnson, he's also been linked with a move to the DW, folks, and that is pretty much all the deals I've got for you. Bit of admin before we go. Let you know I've got a live, currently right here, right now, a Fantasy Football Premier League. If you want to join it, it's up there, boys and girls, in the gym. Stick that code in up top. Free to enter. Monthly prizes. We're talking $10, £10, wherever you are in the world. We'll figure it out. Even if it's yen, somehow I'll get some money to you. So punch that bad boy in. And obviously, grand prize of $100. Yep. And if it's all successful this year, we'll do it again next year and maybe up the ante. Just let you know that I'll be doing match day predictions for the Premier League, Champions League and the Championship right here on the channel. They'll be going live on a weekly basis in the month of September, but I will be doing them in the month of August. Obviously, the current first match day is already live, so make sure you check that sucker out. In fact, I'm going to put it up on the screen in a minute. And also let you know that I'll be doing live match day watch-alongs for Blackburn Rovers from September onwards over on Twitch. You can catch me over there. It is not as boring as it sounds. I'll have graphics and stuff and all that kind of good things on the screen. So, yeah, bring you up to date with all kinds of results going on elsewhere. Kind of think of it like the Soccer Saturday of the small man, which is me. I'm literally quite small right now. So, and there it is, black screen of death. Not the small man anymore, I'm big again. But yes, my friends, that's all I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. And if you're new, smash the subscribe. New videos pretty much every single day right here on the channel. And I'm going to put up there, up in the gym one more time, is my match day predictions for match day 1. Check that sucker out right here, right now. Give me your thoughts and opinions about those predictions in that prediction section or the comment section on that video. But give me your thoughts and opinions about the transfer window in this comment section. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the next few days. Are we going to see some mega moves? What about Bradley Decarino? Is he sticking around? I think so. But any more mega deals to happen? Jared Bowen, Malpay, whatever, Watkins. Some big names still on the rumours list. Will they be still here come the end of the window? Anyway, until then, I'm going to let you get over a thumbs up, subscribe. Ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.